Welcome to our team call tonight. I'm super excited to introduce our guest in just a little bit, but of course I have some recognition and some updates first. So I will go ahead and share my screen. And first of all, we have people already at Success Club and way more people than usual by this time in the month. It's only the 8th, and we have so many people almost at Success Club. So for the people who locked it in, I have 7 points myself. We've got Ashley LaSure, Lori Gibney, and Nicole Faulkner with 6 points, Carly Dunlevy, Mallory Flynn, and Jessica Farley, or Lyons, at 5 points. And then almost there with 4 points, we have Chelsea and Caitlin. 3 points, we've got so many of you, which means you only need to help one more person. Same with you, Chelsea and Caitlin. Caitlin, Rana, Jackie, Michelle, Sherry, Julianne, Ashley, Brittany, Kristen, Ashley, Lauren, Amber. And then with 2 points, we have Kim, Taylor, Jennifer, Kelsey, Lauren, Nicole, Laura, Rachel, Sandy, Ella, Tara, Erin, Ashley, Amanda, Jennifer, Rachel, Carrie, Gretchen, Harrison, Julie, Liz, Natalie, and Sarah. So for you guys, just so you remember, you can also hit Success Club just by helping one more person with the All Access Pack. So super easy. All of you guys should be in Success Club by next week. And then with 1 point, we have Sarah, Carrie, excuse me, Christine, and Kat. On to the leadership ladder. We've got myself and Nicole Faulkner as the team leader. I also believe Ashley LaSure is a team leader. Her points just got updated, but it wasn't on my report. Team builder, we have Ashley Robustiano, Carly Dunlevy, Chelsea Romano, Sandy Knox, Gretchen Hawley, Sarah Roach, Nicole Maston, Justin Faulkner, Sandy Glant, and Lana Lawrence. Business starters, again, we have more this month than we've ever had before, so awesome job, you guys. We've got Jess Farley, Kate Tennyson, Kate Rana, Jackie Newberry, Michelle Aquino, Kristen McKenzie, Lauren Phillips, Amber DeMar, Rachel Kem, Tara Hanst, Erin White, Ashley Swan, Jess Funk, Andrea McCracken, Tiff Miller, Alexa Lawyer, Ashley Hoke, Alexander Gefter, Brandy Mark, Travis Maston, Caitlin Thiel, Heather Schwartz, and Kate Patterson. Some quick reminders for you guys. This is the last month that the All Access Pass will be on sale. I know that I say this every single week, but the price will be increasing, and it's silly to not be promoting BOD right now. And honestly, BOD is the only program I'm recommending unless somebody specific tells me they only want, yoga or kickboxing or something. But I'm always, always, always adding in the All Access Pass as the second option to sign up at the end after I explain what the program is. All of that scripting is available for you. It's the BOD scripting file in our team page in the Files tab. This week's focus, it is Team Cup, and so this time in the month, I am focusing mostly on connections and inviting. I'm focusing actually on, here's my bubble sheet, just to show you guys that I'm doing it too. I'm connecting with all these 100 people. I'm reconnecting, so I'm just continuing the conversation and then moving into an invite. If you don't feel like you have anyone new to connect with, like no one new to send a new message to, no one new to invite, the answer is simple: focus on expanding your network. Lastly, for some extras, sneak peek, I've gotten a lot of questions about when our next sneak peek is. It'll be the 16th, so next Thursday, but we do have a sneak peek from now, I think a week and a half ago, so I'm still sending the recording from that, so feel free to use that recording and send it to people just so they don't have to wait for another week and a half in order to catch the live video. Flume, I also mentioned this last time, this is the app for Instagram on your laptop. So super awesome. You can do all messages through here. So it's like Facebook Messenger, but much easier than on your phone, at least in my opinion. And then Build Your Tribe Challenge. Team-wide, we are racing to Diamond. We have the thread pinned to the top of Fit Vibes Tribe, where we're all tracking on our own the number of coaches that we sign, putting little stars, or Mallory's doing sunglasses. Make it fun. Track your progress working towards Diamond for the first quarter, so by the end of March. Quick shout out to Nikki Cesaria for her transformation. I asked her if I could share this to our team, and she didn't respond, but she did post it publicly. So I took that as a yes. But congrats, Nikki. Your transformation truly is amazing. And I remember before she was even a coach, she's been posting about her fitness transformation and struggles, and she's so real when sharing her story, and it's clearly paying off, and she's got so much interest from this post. So awesome job. And lastly, we have our guest speaker for you guys. Her name is Katie. She's from the Rochester area. She is a 2015 Premier Coach, 2017 Elite Coach. That terminology is different because they just didn't do anything with 2016. So she's an elite coach from this past year. She's a 5-star Diamond Success Club All-Star Legend, meaning she's hit Success Club every single month for 24 months. I think that's what it is, and probably longer. She's on the Rochester Market Council, and she is super awesome, and she's going to give you guys her best tips. She's been thinking about it for over a week, so you know that it's good. It's not just thrown together. So, Katie, feel free to share your story or just jump right in.
Sure. Hi, guys. Well, first of all, thank you, Samantha, for having me on. It's always flattering when someone asks you, and obviously we are looking forward to hearing you speak. I loved the beginning. My goodness, you guys are amazing. All of those points on the board already. That is amazing. The transformation is always fun to see. So that was fun to see. We don't do that, and I really loved that beginning. That was awesome, and congratulations to all of you guys for being so awesome right in the beginning of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I've got a PowerPoint to show you guys. All right, let's see. Where is it here? Okay, so here we go. So tips to reach your scary goals. So first, a little bit about me. I won't share my story too long. I can go on and on about it. But I joined as a discount coach after my second baby. I have 2 children. Luke is 5 and Charlotte is 3. And I had trouble getting pregnant with Luke. And I had never been someone who had to watch my weight. I was always healthy. I was a cheerleader in high school, and I stayed active throughout college and whatnot. And then when we had trouble getting pregnant, I really just stopped doing anything. He was, after having some fertility, turned out he was a twin, and the second baby never developed a heartbeat. It wasn't really like a miscarriage, so I don't categorize myself with people who have actually suffered through something like that. But I was scared to do anything, and I stopped working out. I gave in to every single craving: ice cream, French fries, you name it. It was terrible, and really I felt like crap, basically. And as you can see from my pictures, I was ginormous when I had him. My normal 125 pounds, I was over tipping the scales at over 200 pounds when I had him. And looking back, I cannot believe how unhealthy, not just the weight gain, but unhealthy I was, had just let myself become. And my husband worked for a really, really great gym here in Rochester. He was a director. We had a free membership, and I would try to go there and do all the things there. But as you know, effective weight loss is really, really hard. It's you can't just get on a Stairmaster and watch, the Real Housewives while you're for an hour or whatever and expect to lose weight. About 13 months after I had him, I was still in maternity jeans, couldn't get my rings on my finger. So I went ahead and bought Turbo Fire, and I actually bought it from somebody else, not from my now coach. And then I was hooked up with my now coach, and she was amazing. And even though I really didn't do anything with the business in terms of like even buying anything from her, all the way through my second pregnancy, she was really there for me. She was an instructor at the same gym, and she, we just kind of connected. And after I gave birth to my daughter, which I gained about 50 pounds with her, I jumped in as a coach to be a discount. And it's always kind of, to get the discount, and it's always kind of a running joke between the two of us, because she actually put me under her husband, thinking, this girl is only going to be a discount coach. And she's like, you were never supposed to do this with your business. But anyways, I kind of, it really kind of just came for me. I loved Shakeology. I loved the workouts. I never felt, my team name is Team Alive, because I never felt so alive as I did after I experienced what it felt like to be overweight and unhealthy, and then getting healthy again and just feeling that, those vibes again. So I started kind of working in the what I call the mom cracks. I heard this from somebody else, the mom cracks of my day. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I was a teacher previously, and I left my teaching job when I had my son. So I really started out only working when I was nursing. I was a big breastfeeding mom. I nursed for months and months and months, and I would just lay in bed nursing my daughter, and I would work from my phone. And I learned quickly how to be consistent and how to do the business building behaviors because I only had a short time during my day to work. So that's sort of what I'm going to talk about. So I'm not going to talk a ton about consistency and goals, but it's going to set you guys up for like the action steps that I came up with as Samantha and I were talking. And I think this is for across the board. It's really good to have actual things you can do in order to grow your business and not just the theories and whatnot behind it. So first of all, we all know big goals will not happen without the daily habits, right? I mean, we all know that. I don't know if anyone here is doing any of the stuff with Josh Coates, but he has been amazing talking about all this stuff. I'm in one of his trainings now. I mean, and it makes sense. It's the same with like our health and fitness. You can't just wake up one day and decide I'm going to lose, 15 pounds in 3 weeks. It's every single day that you're doing those little things to get that big prize, whether it be hitting Success Club or signing a certain amount of coaches and going Emerald or going Diamond or hitting Elite or Premier. Elite and Premier comes from starting in January, working the entire year, doing stuff every single day. So being consistent with business building activities in order to reach those goals. I think a big thing for me was identifying the time wasters in my business. And even still today, I have lots of help, assistant, my mom helps babysit, all that other good stuff. But identifying those things in my business that I consider time wasters are so important. I could take an hour making a graphic for a challenge group, and it's been really hard for me to give that control over to an assistant, but that's something that is technically a time waster. It's something somebody else can do for me or something I can do in 15 minutes while I could be doing those business building activities like building relationships, stuff I'll talk about in a minute. And just being super self-aware, aware of what you're good at and where you're lacking and where you need to put more time. So I think people always ask me, what are you doing? I think my secret sauce is simply consistency and doing it every single day and knowing what you have to do every single day. This is something I'm working on with my team a lot, so I wanted to share this with you guys leading into those action steps, outcome-based goals versus action-based goals. I think it's easy to say, like, I want to hit Success Club 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or whatever it is. It's easy to say, I want to sign 4 coaches this month. And when one of my coaches comes to me and says that, I say, that's awesome, but how are you going to do that? What are your goals going to be to get you there? So the outcome-based goals are goals that we can't control. Okay, we can't control how many people during the month by challenge packs. You can't control whether someone's going to say yes or no to you, right? As a business building coach, I can't control how many coaches of mine hit Success Club. It's out of my control unless I'm giving them points, which is not something we want to be doing. It's out of our hands, right? Our action-based goals focus on what we can control. Okay, so we can control how many people we talk to every day. We can control how many people we're inviting to the business and to our challenge groups. And we can control how much we love up on our coaches and train them and what we offer them and the support and all that other good stuff. So those are the things that we can control. So I really encourage my coaches to set those action-based goals and not just focus on the prize, because that will come based on what your actions are. And then you won't get so upset when you're talking like 2 or 3 people and you're banking on them to say yes to your challenge packs, when you really should be talking to 10 to 15, because out of those people, someone is going to say no, and most likely someone's going to say yes. One more thing I wanted to talk about here. This is kind of how, I don't know if this helps anyone. This is an analogy I use in my head that works for me, and it's worked for some of the coaches that I've been working with on number of people they need to talk to. I always picture it. I always picture that I have a bucket, and in that bucket it's filled with names of people that I'm talking to, and it's filled with names of people that I'm building relationships with. And it always goes back about 2 to 3 months. I figure it's going to take most people, on average, 2 to 3 months from the time I meet them and talk to them to the time they buy a challenge pack or join as a coach or whatever. That's on average. Some people take longer. Some people take shorter. Each month, as long as I keep filling that bucket with names every single month, I can pretty much bank on, just based on numbers, I'm going to have at least, 3 to 5 people jump out of that bucket and they're ready to jump into a challenge group or jump into coaching, or however many people you want to reach every month, whether your goal is to hit success of 10 or 15, or maybe you're just starting and your goal is 5. But you have to be filling that bucket all the time, because not everyone's going to be ready at once. Okay, so action steps. Obviously, I don't know how you guys do what your system is. Our system is, on our team, that we sort of follow and that we train our coaches, is to always be offering something free, like a free clean eating group or a free hydration group or a free sugar-free group or whatever it is. So I'm always offering something free, and I'm offering it every single month. I like the free cleaning groups because they really hold people accountable, but I think the hydration groups are really, really good for me to build contacts. This is where I'm getting my contacts for the next bullet. I'm adding new contacts all the time. Like Samantha mentioned in her introduction, building your network. If you're having trouble making those connections, then it's time to really focus on how can I make connections with new people today, right now, and tomorrow, and every single day, whether it be offering something free and having them invite their friends. I always offer an incentive for people to invite their friends, and most of my challenge pack sales come from referrals from friends, sending friend requests to mutual friends. In the beginning, I went through my husband's Facebook and I friend requested all of his friends. I went through my good friends friends list, and I friend requested people that it wouldn't be weird for me to send them a friend request. Whether you use Instagram or a like page, referrals is also a huge one for me. I'm just kind of building my like page, but I know that people have success on their like page as well. I know Facebook ads and all that good stuff, can work for a lot of people. Referrals, I think, is another really, really good way to get contacts. Kind of coming out of my comfort zone. I remember doing it. It was before I hit Diamond, a couple months before I hit Diamond, a couple of years back. And I remember asking people who had joined my challenge group, do you have any friends who might want to join? And I had Success Club that way. And even though it's weird and awkward and you feel kind of silly asking, it works, especially if you're offering a kick-ass challenge group. Sending those hey girl messages every single day and really meaning them. I feel like committing to being as genuine as possible. I know you feel you got to get out of your own head so you don't feel like you're just trying to make a sale, but just trying to connect. And going forward, if you connect with enough people, you will make enough sales every month to get your business rocking and rolling. Building relationships for real, that goes with it. It's so hard, but putting it out of your head, sometimes when your friend requests someone, you look at them and you're like, oh, they look like they might want to buy a challenge pack, or they might be a really good coach or whatever. But really trying to build relationships for real based on, similar likes and things you guys can talk about. I think that has been really, really helpful as well. Without that in the back of my mind, like, could this be 2 points for me this month? Really pushing that out of your head and just thinking, let's build this relationship. And after enough time goes by of you doing this, I don't think you'll have to worry about, is this person going to be 2 points for me this month or 3 points for me this month? Posting daily on social media, obviously. I feel like I've used social media a lot to build relationships. Private message is obviously the #1 way to build relationships, but I tailor my posts to people's objections. So if I'm getting a lot of objections, at one point I was getting a lot of coaching objections that people were fearful of what people would think about them, of failing, of what their friends would say, that they wouldn't have a big enough network of people. So you better believe all that month I was posting regularly about fear and all that kind of stuff, and getting over your fear. If I hear a lot of money objections, I'll figure out a way to work that into my social media. Whatever it is, if someone tells me, they don't have time to work out or they don't have time to eat healthy, then I figure out some really great, like, easy recipes to share on social media to sort of build the relationships with the masses, but I'm thinking about speaking to that one person who had an objection. And obviously, being a product of the product and always showing progress is huge. I always stand behind this, and I see it with myself. When my health and fitness is slacking, my business is also slacking. And I don't think that you have to have a six-pack and be, a muscle woman to be successful. But I totally see my posts are better. My value that I offer on social media is better. When I'm really feeling that fire of, just coming off of a great workout and eating healthy and fitting great into my jeans or whatever, I'm much better able to talk about everything and offer it. Some action steps for coach signups. First of all, I think hitting Success Club obviously is a no-brainer. If you want to sign up coaches and build a team, you have to hit Success Club. You have to be helping people, at least 3 people every month. The All Access Pass obviously gets you to faster to Success Club. And obviously that comes from how many people you're building relationships every single month. Highlighting coaching on your social media. It sounds like you guys have some great, sneak peeks into coaching, all that kind of stuff. But I think it was Bonnie Engel had a really great call. It might have been Bonnie and Raina O'Dowd, your guys' upline. I'll never forget this call, and one of them said that they have like their sneak peek on their public, like every day in their posts, and painting a picture of what others might want and what you do on a day-to-day basis and all that other stuff. So really highlighting on social media. Once some of my coaches are ready to go Emerald, I always have them make a list of everything that coaching has done for them, because they may not be making tons of money that they feel like they can share about income or whatever, but there's so many other things that coaching has done for them, and then they can pull from that list of 5 to 10 things whenever they're ready to do a coaching post. It doesn't necessarily have to be call to action, but just sort of highlighting what coaching has done for them. And I also think giving people a kick-ass experience in the challenge group. The real work begins once we've hit Success Club, and I think that's something that I know I have to keep in mind. I work so hard, and we all work so hard every month to get those points in and to reach those people. And then we have this group of people. What are we going to do with them? And I think this comes from the 4th vital behavior that Beachbody just added. Getting those. Was it the 4th one? Oh no, the vital process is what I'm thinking of, and really getting them in a challenge group, falling in love with the products, and then those are my best coaches. And as I'm looking back on, all right, what did I do that first couple of years that I need to do again now, and where am I getting my working coaches from? They came from challenge groups, and really giving them an experience that they want to first of all share with people, and one that they want to keep having. And I think the next step after a challenge group is signing up as a coach, whether it be for the discount or for to work. And I think a lot of people who sign up for the discount end up working. And then for building a team here and really growing your team, and not just in terms of numbers, but growing emeralds, growing diamonds, and maybe your goals are elite or premier or whatever. So I'm thinking back on what I did in order to do that. I think caring about them for real. And it's so easy to get caught up in our own goals and what we want. And we get caught up in that cycle of why aren't my coaches doing this and why aren't my coaches doing that? And really taking a step back and setting goals with them that are for them and not for you. So if someone tells you, well, I want to be an emerald, I want to go emerald this month during Team Cup month. That gives you permission to, and I always ask my coaches when they tell me something like, do I have your permission to hold you accountable to that? So yes, do I want them to go emerald for whatever reason? Of course. I want to keep growing and building and rank advancing and everything. But if they want that, then I have permission to hold them accountable. And while it will affect me and help me, it's also going to help them, and it'll get their business up and going. And the same with coaches who tell me, well, I want to reach diamond by this date. And I ask them, well, I have permission to hold you accountable. If we get to March and you've only signed 2 or 3 coaches, what are we going to do? That kind of thing. Creating belief. belief that they can do this, belief that it's not just, certain people who can be successful, showing them, talking income is strange and it feels icky and whatever, but I think my coaches need to see, and I'm sure, whether you're making whatever you're making. I remember when I made $150 a week, I remember being blown away that I made $150 a week doing this, something that I love. And I remember sharing that with my small team at the time. And now that it's grown, obviously, quite a bit from there, showing them that it's possible and kind of helping them believe that why can't they do this, and loving them no matter what. As I look back, I have sort of waves of coaches, and my first wave of diamonds, my 4 diamonds, like lifetime diamonds, they are a close-knit little group now. So as I'm sort of picking out, and the coaches who are separating themselves in the next wave, who are my diamonds going to be this year, who are working for it this year, really loving them and creating a family on our team and a community. I'm sure you guys have this as well, but I think that's super important. And while I'm empowering my lifetime diamonds, really bringing up my new diamonds who are just coming and stepping into that leadership role and making them feel like they have a place on this team, even if they aren't diamonds yet. So that's what I've got for you. Let me stop screen sharing here, and I would love if you guys have any questions or comments or anything else.
Awesome. I just have a quick comment. I love how, on almost everything you said, you ended it with "for real." I just feel like your approach is so genuine. Love your coaches for real. Have genuine conversations. Mean what you say when you start a new conversation. And that really, honestly, my whole business wasn't like that. Initially, I was I need to sell 3 challenge packs, or I need to hit diamond. And it wasn't until I adopted that genuine strategy where I actually cared about talking to people that my business completely changed. And yeah, so I just love that part of it.
You're right. And I don't even know I said that every time. That's funny. I see the different shifts in my business when I'm feeling, because obviously, there are times when we don't want to work. I'm not 100% jazzed up about building relationships every single night. There are times when I want to watch shows or read books or whatever. And I still get on and build my relationships, but I'm feeling not as, and I really got to get in that mindset, be genuine, whatever. And then most of the time I'd say, I enjoy building the relationships, but that's, I think, where that consistency comes in. Even when you don't want to do it, you're still getting in there and being as real as possible.
Mm-hmm. I saw a question in the chat box. As a new coach, I don't know if it's just to me. As a new coach, should I not expect to have coaches sign up with me for a few months, truthfully, so that I can build genuine relationships? So as a new coach, when should they expect to actually start building a team?
That's a good question. I think everybody's different. So it's kind of a tough question to answer. I feel I don't tend to lead with the opportunity when I'm selling a challenge pack. Sometimes I will, depending on the person, but there's nothing wrong with that approach. So if you're doing it that way, I guess, I don't know how you guys tend to do things. I usually have people start thinking about inviting to the business as soon as they start hitting Success Club. Looking back, the first thing I have them do is look in their online office and go through people who have bought a challenge pack, maybe would benefit from the discount. Maybe some people who, are being awesome challengers. I pick them out of my groups pretty early on, and maybe in the second week I'll message them and say, you are really motivating in the group. I love what you're doing. Your positive energy is amazing. And then the third week, I usually do 21-day groups. The third week is when I'll invite them. So I think as soon as you have challengers, I would start inviting. And that's not to say you can't start posting about this awesome community of people that you're in, and being held accountable. For me, that's really huge. I did the Ultimate Reset a couple weeks ago, And part of the reason that I think I stuck with it is because for my business, I did it for me, but I think part of the reason that I was able to be so consistent with it and on target with it was because of the accountability of, I want to be success in my business, obviously. So I knew I was going to share those before and afters. So, writing down some of that stuff that the business has done for you, whether or not you've started building a team, I think if you're genuine, I think you're good to go.
Megan Miller says, we're the same person. She just did the ultimate reset and she's in Josh Coates' training.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. That's awesome. He's really good.
As far as the new coaches and signing up as a new coach, so I signed up with Sam in July, and I had 2 or 3 girlfriends sign up with me fairly quickly, but Sam was really there as a support system for me because obviously I had no idea what I was doing. They're like, oh, what does coaching entail? I'm like, like I just signed up for this too. Like, I don't know, buy a program. I don't know what's going on. And so that might be something that you can talk to your direct upline with and go, hey, I'm brand new, but if I bring on new coaches, is it something where we could do a call together because I don't feel comfortable enough to have that conversation? Like, I don't know who asked that question, but that could be kind of a next step as far as, oh, hey, Amanda, talk to your upline coach and kind of figure it out from there, because I felt a lot more comfortable once I knew that I didn't need to have all the answers during those conversations.
That's such a good point. I remember, I think it was John Summer saying that until you reach diamond, you should really rely heavily on your diamond upline or your upline coach, for trainings and all that kind of stuff. And your focus should really be recruiting, learning the business and all, and hitting Success Club and all that stuff. But that's a good point. Relying on your upline. You're right. You don't have to have all the answers. I still don't have all the answers. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I actually love that you said you started out as a customer and then a discount coach and then a coach, because I feel like that basically is the vital process, or is that what it's called, the vital process? Like where you start out, and like that's the transformation that corporate at least is pushing us to achieve, rather than going right into the business opportunity. Give them a good experience, give them a result, give them discounts, and then be like, you're doing everything I'm doing anyways, come coach on our team.
I know. And as we took a poll on our team about, how people join. And I think that was a big way, how people join. But yeah, you're right. And I think you have to fall in love with the products and be able to, love them so much that you just, I can tell you that I am the furthest person from a salesperson. Like, I never would have ever in a million years dreamed that I would be, technically we're in some kind of a sales job, right? And even though, we're building relationships, but I am like shy, quiet. I'm not outgoing at all. I even used to get so like nervous before I would teach and people would watch me. This is just, I think it just like, I loved it so much. I had tried so many other things that this just worked for me.
Welcome out there.
Share it. And I think that's what the vital process is all about.
Mm-hmm. So I have 2 more questions, but does anyone else on the call have any questions that you want to get in? You can unmute yourself or type it in the chat box. Okay, I just thought of 2 as you were giving your tips. 2 questions that I get asked a lot from my team, and one was recent. It was kind of a thread in our team page. You mentioned that you have free groups that you offer, and a common question is, how do you get interaction? Actually, I guess this goes for your free groups and challenge groups. How do you make them so kick-ass and like people actually want to interact and participate and engage in all of that?
Great question. First of all, I think every group has a different feel. But my free groups, I used to require hardcore, like you get kicked out if you didn't send your pictures and if you didn't check in and whatnot. They've grown and I just don't have the time, I think, to keep track of people that closely. But I do, if people are not participating, checking in, posting pictures, I do reach out to them. I'm like, is now a good time? Is now not a good time? That kind of thing. I also offer prizes. So in order to qualify for the prize drawing at the end of a 5-day group, a free group, They have to have checked in every day. They have to have sent their pictures. And I also, my coaches join me and participate. I only usually run it with like apprentice. I allow a coach to run it with me if they're like apprenticing with me, just because it gets confusing with contacts and whatnot. But my coaches join, and they do like the 5-day cleaning group, and they're in there using it for accountability and all that kind of stuff. So they're interacting, and I think other people interact as well. I also encourage people to invite friends, and when there's like 2 or 3 people who really know each other in a group, they tend to interact more. So that's for the 5-day group. For the longer 21-day groups, I'm kind of revamping. And I tend to do that every now and then where I'm like, I'm sick of these groups or whatever. Right now we're doing I like to theme it, which I'm sure you guys theme your groups or whatever. Right now the theme is together is better. So we're, everyone has an accountability partner within the group, and they've been hooked up based on, I have a Google form I had them fill out. So they've been hooked up based on what they struggle with, what their goals are, maybe their age. I've got a couple ladies who are middle-aged, and they feel like they're on an island by themselves, when really, I'm surprised I have as many middle-aged women as I do. And they have hooked up to be accountability partners, their customers. And then we do challenges. So a mini challenge might be like, post a picture of, I don't even know, yourself doing a squat, or do a plank, and how long can you hold it? And they have to both participate in order to be entered in the prize drawing. So you have like Lori messaging Diane saying, did you do this? Did you not do this? So that helps a lot. But it's definitely, the groups go up and down, just like I'm sure everyone else's do, where some of them are, really, really awesome, and other ones aren't as great. But they are encouraged to participate. If I feel like once in a while I have like 3 months, and then by the 3rd month of my 5-day cleaning groups, they've kind of fizzled, and I've got like repeat people in there a lot, I've kind of changed things up and done like a prize every day kind of thing. And they have a task they have to do each day in the free group, like post a picture, sweaty selfie, post a healthy food picture in the thread. You'll have like 50 to 100 people in there, and then if they do it, they get put into a prize drawing. They get a prize, and that helps interaction a lot as well. And after like a month or two of doing that, we're ready to get back into the free cleaning groups, if that makes sense. Just because my pool of people, it gets smaller and smaller. You got to add those contacts in. Does that help?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And then do you invite people directly to a challenge group after a free group?
Yes. So I usually plan a 21-day group, like a paid challenge group, about 2 or 3 weeks following it. I have a free cleaning group going on now, and then my 21-day group is scheduled on the 27th. So they all get invited. And if throughout that cleaning group, I'm really like, this is like my busiest week, where I'm really building the relationship with them. Finding out what they struggle with, what their goals are, all that kind of stuff. So then, because the 5-day cleaning groups are really like one size fits all, where the 21-day group is tailored to them, what program is right for them, what meal plan is right for them. And then when I invite them, this sounds terrible, but you have like ammunition to go in, and enough about them that you can invite them in a genuine way, explain how the group's going to work for their life and their schedule and what they need. So yes, everyone gets invited, even if they join the 5-day and they don't participate much. I figure out a way to make it so that the 21-day group would be good for them.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Are all of your free groups strictly fitness or health related, or do you do ones that aren't?
Mine are all strictly health and fitness. Some people have done other things that have worked for them, but I've stuck to usually a free cleaning group or a hydration group, or like a general, like the one I was talking about, where they have to post, health and fitness related pictures, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Cool. Any other questions? Rachel, are you trying to get more steps in? I see you marching over there.
That's awesome.
I know. All right, you guys. So if no one has any other questions, thank you so much, Katie. I really appreciate your time and all of your tips. It was really helpful.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you all for hopping on. Have a great night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.